In the summer of 2009, one family from our church set up a table in Dexter Park in Providence, Rhode Island. About 20 kids came out to the park that day and played games. We set up face paint and played soccer and told stories from the Bible, shared the gospel with the kids. They come out around lunchtime so that they can get free meals in the parks, as is true in lots of the parks around this area. And first day there were about 20 kids. By the end of the week there were 100 kids. Well, we came back the second year and we spent 2 weeks in that park. We trained teens from around the area how to share the gospel with the kids in the park. Same thing happened the first day of the first week. There were about 20 kids in the park. By the end of the first week, there were 100 kids. By the end of the second week, we basically had a camp going in the park. About 4 years later, there were a number of churches that joined us from all around the state of Rhode Island. Other churches from around the country joined us as well. We went from one park for 1 week to 4 parks for 7 weeks with multiple churches reaching out to kids in the city. We knew right from the beginning that it wasn't enough to just put a parks program in the summer. We wanted to plant churches in these neighborhoods. Churches in these neighborhoods are rarely going to be financially self-sustaining, and these communities are cross-cultural for a lot of church planters. So New Church Planting is committed to helping church planters to come and live in these neighborhoods and establish gospel-rich churches that are sustainable, that are diverse, and that are bringing the whole package of the gospel into neighborhoods that so desperately need it. We would love to invite you to participate with the work of church planting in New England's top 10 cities. We're looking for prayer partners. We desperately need people who will adopt a church and adopt a community and pray for that church. Second, we'd like to invite you to give generously to the work of church planting in New England's urban neighborhoods. These churches are not going to be financially self-sustaining, and so they need partnerships with churches from suburbs and individuals who have a heart for church planting in these communities. We also are looking for people to come and join us. We invite you to come. You can come in different ways. One is to join us for a vision trip to see what God is doing in New England. Another is to come and participate in a summer off program for a week. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have your church. Third, we need church planters and church plant team members. We're looking for missionary-minded church planters, not just a church planter, but a missionary-minded church planter who knows that it's going to take some fundraising, that it's going to take learning a new culture to move into these neighborhoods, to love these communities, and to stay. We need church plant team members to join them, worship leaders, youth workers, women who will work with the women in these communities. We're thankful for a partnership with Acts 29 and especially with the Church in Hard Places initiative under the direction of Doug Logan. If you come and plant as a church planter, you will be also partnering with Acts 29. In Galatians 2:10, Paul says, "They asked us to remember the poor, the very thing I was eager to do." We don't want to overlook these neighborhoods in the process of church planting. God has a special concern for the poor. Would you consider praying? Would you consider giving? Most of all, would you consider coming and joining us in the process of church planting?